Hey art nerds, I've got a really exciting announcement to make. Thanks to the generosity of Nashville Community Ed, I'm going to be teaching another comic course. Starting in January, I am teaching Making Comics, a 6-week comic course that's going to take you through the entire comic process and hopefully end with a zine and mini comic exchange. The class runs from January 24th to February 28th. And it is from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Cohn School here in Nashville. Materials should be included, and it's going to cost $69 for the entire 6-week course. That breaks down to just slightly over $10 a class. I'm going to take you guys through the comic creation process, but we're not just going to make comics. If you guys are interested in making zines, you can also make a zine. As you guys can see here, this is my first class, and they're flipping through the myriad of zines that I brought in just to show them the diversity in zines, the different kinds of zines that you can make. You can make everything from recipe zines to poetry zines to illustration zines. You can put your Inktober illustrations to good use. I'm also going to cover the basics of drawing using constructive drawing techniques, using 3D shapes to construct more complicated shapes and figures. I have videos here on this channel if you want to go ahead and get a head start, kind of get a sneak preview for what we're going to be covering in this class. I'm also going to show you how to take real figures, real items from real life, from your everyday life, how to break those down into simple, basic shapes. This is going to teach you how to draw almost anything you want to learn how to draw. This is a great foundation. Once you're comfortable with that, we're going to move on down to constructive human anatomy. This is a great method for drawing people because you can draw very cartoony people, you can draw very realistic people. The methods, the techniques shown in constructive human anatomy are applicable from everything from like rubber hose sort of animation, like very old Disney cartoons, to very detailed, very realistic illustration. And I really look forward to showing you guys how to break down the human figure in this way. This is one of my favorite parts of the course because this really opens up doors for people. This really opens up drawing and makes it more egalitarian, makes it something that's much more approachable. I'm prepared to teach artists from a very beginner level all the way to already working comic artists who are maybe interested in finding a community, finding a place to belong in Nashville. We're also going to do inking techniques. I'm going to bring in my nibs. I'm going to bring in my brushes. We're going to have brush pins and technical pins. So if you've always wanted to learn how to ink traditionally, how to do comic inking, this is a great opportunity. You're going to be able to work with materials that you wouldn't necessarily go out to the store and buy. And hopefully you'll get comfortable and familiar enough with these materials that you're going to want to try using them on your own. And here you can see my students are experimenting with a variety of inking materials, but they're also experimenting on a variety of inking papers. I'm going to bring in watercolor paper. I'm going to bring in a few different types of Bristol. This is designed to help you guys find the materials that you are most comfortable working with. I want everyone to feel comfortable in this class. Students are encouraged to either work along with me or work at their own pace. It's really up to you and your comfort level. At the end of the class, we're going to have a zine and mini comic exchange. You guys can see student zines up in that spinner rack at the front. We're also going to talk about different mini comic opportunities here in the Nashville area. We're going to talk a little bit about selling your comics. We're going to talk a little bit about sharing your comics online. And of course, we have some goodies to celebrate with. I bring in donuts. So everyone has a good time exchanging their zines and getting a chance to read everyone else's zines. It's really a very fulfilling experience. The whole point of making comics, of making zines in this class, has nothing to do with how good you are as an artist. It has everything to do with learning how to tell a story, learning how to convey emotion, and just enjoying the comic and the zine making process. This is a very welcoming environment, a very friendly environment. So this is a wonderful place to kind of stretch your wings, spread your wings, and learn new things. So my Making Comics and Zines class is on Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in room 112 at the Cohn School. It is a 6-week course from January 24th to February 28th, and it's going to be $69 for the total course.